So I heard that you're nervous about flying alone this summer, but don't worry about it because you can come with me right now and we can fly together. Because whether your flight's in a month or whether it's tomorrow, I don't want you to be anxious while you're exploring one of the best bits of the summer holidays when you're a teenager. If it's your first time ever going on a plane, if you just haven't been for a while, if you're suffering from pandemic anxiety, it's all okay. But don't worry, we're gonna walk through it together. I don't want you to be nervous about this. But fair warning, I am a bit grouchy in the mornings.
Good middle of the night. We're flying out to Malaga today. This is what's left of my braid after a half-hour nap. Our flight leaves at 7, and I have no idea if any of this footage is actually going to be fucking useful. This is the pyjama situation. This is not what I'm wearing on the flight. Hell no. So this is the airport situation. I'm just traveling in jeans. I know I'm crazy. I don't really want to do my hair or makeup. I'm just going to chuck my hair up in a claw clip and we'll be on our way.
Ben and I are absolute delirious disasters when we're together, which just gets worse when we're underslept, which led to this.
This is the healthy, nutritious breakfast that I have going.
Pre-workout.
Naughting that pre-workout.
Breakfast.
Are we ready to go? Yes?
What?
Wa means water.
And yes, that is the Glee version. He's a musician and he said it was really good. And then I forced Ben to listen to the whole of Speak Now, and yes, it was the stolen version, but Taylor's version hadn't even been announced yet. That's how long ago this footage is from.
Dear John is a heartbreaking anthem, and it makes me feel so much. I love Taylor Swift.
And since you're coming on this journey with us, I have to admit that I have absolutely no idea what the context of this interaction is.
Are you?
Roughly this much.
But if you're this sleep deprived, I won't be surprised if you have the same interactions with your friends. Now it's time to finally get on the flight. Are you feeling a little bit better yet? Would you consider leaving a like down below? And it's free, just like the randomized seating on a Ryanair flight. Personally, I think you'll get more out of these videos than they provide on an entire flight.
Do you have Instagram? No. Snapchat? Still no. Then what do you have? Vagina!
I actually can't believe that their marketing team isn't run by a 16-year-old. Now it's time for a final check. Do you have everything that you need with you? Big baggy jumper that seems like a great idea until you get off the flight in 30-degree heat. 3 book talk books that you swear you're gonna read because you're having a mental glow up this summer. And finally, whatever you wasted $30 on at duty free because you swore you would need it. And it's probably full of alcohol. I'm losing the light.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All of that along with your crippling anxiety? Great, me too, let's go. If you were being a financially literate girly and decided to scrimp on not getting assigned seats, some stupid gang of men on their stag do, all pissed out of their brains, it's a really good distraction. On my flight, it looked like the groom had lost a bet and he was wearing boxing gear the whole way through the airport. I was watching them as we went through and they were sat on our flight. And the dude was like, I'm so boiling, can I take it off? And all of a sudden he's like, nah, mate, you lost the bet, you get married first.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
And while I was sat away from Ben, that really helped with my anxiety. And yeah, if you're flying anywhere like Magaluf or Malaga, like one of these party cities, you're probably going to get a lot of that. I am actually really curious to go to another one because we had a really nice time in Malaga. I'm not an extrovert by any means, but I had a really nice time. So if you could just drop the name of any party cities you've been to that you actually had a really good time at in the comments, because I might go and visit because we had such a good time in Malaga, and I'll show you that in my next video where we consumed a lot of alcohol. And after a couple of hours of flying, it was all over and we were at passport control. And one of my biggest tips for when you get off the flight, bring a pair of shorts with you to put on at the airport, because no matter what you wore on the flight, it's going to be gross and sweaty. You just don't want to travel to your apartment in that, especially when you're around other people. You don't want to feel smelly, you just want to feel fresh and like you know what you're doing. It really helps with the anxiety. So we queue up in the long ass non-EU passport lines because some fuckers thought that it'd be a good idea to keep Britain British. So that doesn't even mean anything. You just decided to screw up everyone's futures.
You are now Sir Nigel Farage. We're also making you honorary British ambassador to America and honorary MP for South Thanet because they didn't elect you for real. So arise, Sir Nigel.
Thank you very much. I'm honoured.
My mummy says you hate foreigners.
No.
My apologies. I have some very strong feelings about the referendum that my generation were not allowed to vote in, and yet decided our futures. Anyway, passport control is really simple. Unless you have a passport that's like 2 months from going out of date, they're not going to say anything to you unless you're traveling into America where things are a little bit more strict. But the most they're going to ask you about is, where are you going? Why are you here? That's pretty much it. And they might scan your fingerprints if you're over the age of 14. But the most you can expect in a European country is just a simple hello.
So we're sat next to random people on the plane and now we're just figuring our shit out. We don't really have a plan how to get back as of yet. I mean, it's easier than when we were in Rome.
Ben and I went to Italy last year and it was our first ever time travelling without adults. And we were severely sleep deprived. It was the day after my last A-level exam and I had been up for 30 hours at that point, even before we got on the flight. We made the mistake of getting on public transport without looking up how it worked first. So we didn't have tickets. We thought that it was like an English bus where you could just buy tickets on the bus. But no, a lot of European countries, as it turns out, you buy tickets in advance. You can get 24-hour ones or something, but you can buy them outside metro stations or at corner shops. They're pretty common to find, but it's not like English buses. And I look over to Ben when we're about halfway to our bus stop and I'm like, Ben, did we buy tickets? And he's like, no, it'll be fine. 2 minutes later, the police get on. They take one look at me and Ben with our massive backpacks and garish t-shirts, and they go, stupid English tourist, and fine us both 150 euros each. It's maybe the scariest moment of my life. So this is really a warning. Please check out how the public transport works in the city that you're going to, especially if you're going to a city on a budget. If you're interrailing, it's so important.
The Spanish guy next to me seemed quite upset because I fell asleep on his shoulder.
You did?
Only like a minute. Pancho, let us in.
Come on. And we never really learned from our lesson after the Harry Styles debacle where we trekked home, because we were sat there in the air cooling down after the flight and we realised we don't know how to get to our fucking apartment. So I ended up going to the toilet where the Wi-Fi was better and Googling how to use the metro in Malaga. And I actually found a really helpful step-by-step guide that I watched a few times, and it explains it all in English with subtitles for stupid people and people who have not slept in a very long time and just got off a plane at Malaga Airport. So I'll link that down below if you are going to Malaga, but I really recommend looking at one of these layman terms videos because public transport is a thing that you learn in your country and you just get used to it. Like, you just know how it works. So to have a local explain it to you is so helpful. So we get out of the airport, we get on the train, and then we're there in central Malaga, and it is beautiful. You see the ocean, it's sunny. Poor Ben carried the suitcase the whole way there, and we really didn't know our way around because we hadn't done a lot of research. I'm so sorry for the awful change in lighting. I don't have a lighting setup and it's getting dark, so I don't want to lose all this footage to shit lighting. It's too late, ladies and gents. Pack it up. Go home. So as I was saying, I hadn't done my research. I didn't really know much more about it than that it was a party town. I didn't know about its history and how gorgeous it was, so I hope you've done a bit more research than I did, because it added to my flight nerves no end. Hence I felt the need to make a video like this. So this is where we part ways and you hit that subscribe button, maybe that one. I don't want this to become some kind of room tour vlog where I show you the Airbnb that I got, but like, kind of look at it though. Look how nice it is. That was a deal. And if you're still feeling nervous, please take heart in the fact that Ben and I have both been traveling with our families for a long time since we were very young, and we still made mistakes. We're really experienced and we still managed to mess it up. And we managed to find ways to fix it. And we are both riddled with ADHD, so if you're anything like us, or more organised, there's no reason to feel nervous. When you get off that plane, you are going to be fine. I post all my travel photos on my Instagram, which I have linked down below, if you want to come and see my adventures before I post them on here. And if you want to be part of a big video project that I'm working on, go follow me on Threads. It's not a secret project because I literally post about it daily on there. But if you want to be a part of it, you really have to be following me. And once again, if you'd like to keep coming on these adventures with me and be lulled away by my calming and sexy southern accent every week, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that you're finding value in this kind of content, and I really enjoy making this video. I have lots of other more vlog style content, my Croatia series, I have a video on Love on Tour. If you were curious about my Harry Styles comment, so please go and check those out. I will have them flashing up on screen in a minute, or linked down in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you are feeling so much more confident about your flight tomorrow or in a month or whenever your flight is. Hasta luego, mi amor.